Hey guys, my name's Franklin. I'm the owner here at Notably Bravo. We help contractors get more leads through online marketing, and I wanted to share with you this quick training that I did inside of this private Facebook group of about 8,500 contractors and remodelers. It's a private mastermind where their sole purpose is to increase the profits inside of their business, charge what they're worth, and just get bigger and better clients who are willing to work with them and who trust in them to provide value. Now, inside of this training that you're about to watch, I cover three main topics. One, how to generate an extra 2 to 3 jobs every month for free just by leveraging social media, by leveraging Facebook and Instagram to actually get more dream clients reaching out to you, asking you if you're available to take on their job. Two, I also cover how to go ahead and reinvest any profits that you get off of your organic social media back into Facebook ads or Instagram ads so you can double down and you can actually start to scale the amount of lead flow that you get every single month. And then at the very end, I'm going to go ahead and cover the age old question, Facebook ads versus Google ads. I'm going to touch on when it makes the most sense to go with either one. So I hope you enjoy. And if you're a contractor and you do need help with your online marketing and you want someone else to do it, I would like to invite you to explore the information on this page. Go ahead and schedule a free consultation call with my team where we'll map out a unique strategy for your business and your city. And we'll show you exactly how to get the most ROI out of your marketing budget and where you should show up online. So go ahead and view that information and schedule some time to speak with myself or the team right now. Otherwise, no worries. Go ahead and enjoy this free training. Please take some notes, and I invite you to take action on what you learned today immediately. And please check your inbox. I'm going to shoot over a free goodie right your way. So, hope you enjoy. Thanks. Bye. Facebook ads. I'm going to brush up on Facebook ads more towards the end. But really, I just want to talk about this a few easy things that everyone can do today to at least try to convert at a higher rate, right? I think we can all admit that most of our customers use this little guy right here. Everyone has a phone. And I myself, I don't do a lot of personal social media, and a lot of the contractors that I work with, they say the same thing. I don't post on Instagram. I don't do a lot of posts for myself or my family. It's just not me, right? And so if anyone resonates with that, I'm there with you guys. But in regards to where our customers are, the homeowners that we deal with, the people that we work with, they are on social, right? They share their babies, they share their grandkids, they share their kid getting a diploma at school. So I just want to talk about, let's just be where they are, right? If we can at least be what they are. And so I want to equip you guys with at least 1, 2, or 3 ideas today that you guys walk away and you set it up. Or you tell someone that you work with to set it up. And ideally, you get a job or 2 or 3 out of it every single month just by making small little things that you try to incorporate into your weekly schedule. Now, Luke, if you can give me some insight here. Well, I know we got some bathroom modelers, we got some tile guys here, but ballpark, right? And it's gonna vary a lot, right? I'm asking a very broad, and I'm setting myself up maybe to get pointed at and ridiculed. But what's the average project size here? Give me an idea here. Give me an example project.
Um, Man, it's gonna vary. I mean, it looks like I'm looking at one right here. Nick's on a big floor. Looks like maybe a 600 square foot floor. I'm hoping that he's getting at least 10 grand for that job right there. But these guys are doing jobs anywhere from, I'd say, 5 grand to 25 grand. Nick's gonna let us know. Let us know what you're on, Nick.
There
Is
you
it
go.
working now?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
there
you.
we go.
Yeah, this is just like a 600 foot heated flooring with a tile. It's pretty, it's like these big plank tiles.
What did I say? I said 600 feet, right, guys?
Yeah,
I called that.
I charge 16,000.
Nice.
16,000.
Excellent.
Nice.
So,
Okay, cool. So I'm seeing like 12 to 16. I saw 5 to 8, 5 to 10, 16. Some of the guys I deal with, right? They compete with like the rebats, the bass feathers, the bass planted. So they're just doing the wet area, right? They just take out a bathtub, put in a shower. Like I got one guy up in Connecticut. He'll do any of these projects depending on the scope of it, 9K, 11K, 13K. But if we add these all up, 30K is actually very reasonable, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen here. I just kind of want to talk about where we're all at. But when I say, hey, let's try to add an extra 30K in revenue every month with Facebook, what I'm referencing it's two of these jobs, right? If you could add an extra one or two of these jobs or three of these or four jobs just by being slightly better on Facebook or optimizing your page and having more people find you, that's how I come up with $30,000 in revenue. Like when I bring on a client, my goal is 30,000 and they think that's all smoke screens. And I ask them, tell me what's your average job? 12K. I'm like, okay, cool. So three of these jobs, that's how you see 30K. Is that reasonable? They're like, yeah, if I get three jobs from Facebook, that'd be great. 16K. If you get two of those, that's how you get 30K. So that's where I pull it up. So guys, I'm gonna kick this off. I'm gonna walk through all my slides here. If you have any questions, just holler. I tell my guys, hey, just stop me, right? I talk quick, but stop me if something doesn't make sense. I want to be as transparent and as honest as possible as to what we do here. And I have two different topics. Free, which everyone on this call can do, and then I also have paid, which is more towards the end. But a lot of people get into paid without properly setting themselves up, right? They think, oh, I want to start spending money because I want to start getting ads. But the free part, if you go through the free part first, that's going to set you up for much more success when you actually start putting some money behind these advertisements. So Luke, guys, do I have your permission to just kind of go through this at rapid speed?
Good with me, brother.
Hell yeah. Sweet. So first off, let me tell you a little bit about myself and the company. So at least you know who's talking, right? So my name's Franklin. I work with remodelers and general contractors. That is all I work with. That is the only type of avatar my team works with. So guys that are doing kitchen and bathroom remodels, no other industry, no gyms, no dentists, nothing. The reason is one industry, one service, one main channel. If you do something with a certain group of people long enough, you by default have to become an expert. It's just law, right? If you keep swinging the hammer, eventually you're going to hit the nail. Now, that allows us to be very good at what we do. When we've spent thousands on kitchen and bathroom remodel ads, we've generated over 1,000 new remodel opportunities, and we believe in exclusive partnerships. Now, why am I in this, right? Why am I in this trade? Both my uncles, they were contractors. They came here in '89 from Ecuador. They never finished high school, but they were good with their hands. So they took up the trades. My uncle Francisco here on the right, a couple years ago, he was on a roof just like this. One of the guys, they put a tarp over a hole on the roof and they didn't tell anyone. So he walked right over the tarp, fell through 2 stories, injured his back. Ever since then, he hasn't been back on top of a roof. Now he just drives the demo truck, right? He drives the demo truck where when they're throwing debris off, when they're throwing everything out, when you guys are clearing everything during demo day, they load up the truck and he drives that truck. That's what he does now. But the reason why I'm in this is because there's a better way to do business where you guys don't have to be working until you're 50, 60, 70, as maybe some of you guys have seen this in your families, where your dads or your great grandparents, they worked until they were old and they were hard workers. But there's a better way to leverage technology today so you guys can at least get more consistency in regards to job flow. So you don't have to stress about it as much as you normally would as to where's my next job coming from. They give you the space to go ahead and hire more people, hire more crew, right? Or just expand to do more services that you actually like doing and not having to take a job just because you need to meet your obligations every single month. So our goal with every one of our clients is to create a flock effect where people just, one, they can find your business, you seem attractive, aka you offer what they're looking for, and they can reach out to you and they can easily communicate with you. So they can ask for a consultation, they ask to schedule a time. My guy Joe here, who I was just referencing, all he does, bathtub to shower conversions. That's all he does, nothing else, right? That he just does one type of service, mainly focused on senior citizens for age and design, reducing the threshold from bathtub to a shower so they don't trip, they don't slip, acrylic wall tires, handrails, seats, etc. to close projects from social media. That's just it, right? And I think Trevor was mentioning his biggest problem right now is like, oh man, I need to hire people, right? And that's actually a great problem. Once you get to that problem, that means you have consistent work and you're overflowing with work where you need to hire more people. That's what social media can equip you guys to do. If you set your social media up well enough, you can have the problem where you're booked out and you need to hire more people. And then you just ask yourself, how big do I want to grow? For some guys, they want to grow really big. They want to franchise. Other guys are happy doing 2 to 5 million a year. That's where they're fine stopping. That's where it gives them enough space to actually go see their kid play soccer or little league on the weekends and to take weekends off. But the main goal here, it's just we want to set up our social media channels where we just have people reaching out saying, hey, I want to get my bathroom redone. I want to do my bathtub for my mother-in-law. Do you only do bathrooms? Do you offer any other services? And we have them asking you for a consultation. The biggest thing, I tell my guys is, I just want you guys to have more conversations. That's it. If you can have more consultations throughout the week, you'll close more. You'll close more jobs. That's it. So my biggest job when I come in is let's make you guys more attractive and let's make you guys look sexy so that these homeowners reach out and they say, you're a sexy contractor. I want to work with you. It doesn't necessarily mean shaking your hips on TikTok. It just means looking like a business people want to do business with.
Yeah,
Richard.
there's a lot of that going on, especially the we talked even this week in the other masterminds about getting really busy and then getting really slow.
Yeah, yeah. And so the biggest thing we all need as any business owner, and even within the home service space, is consistency, right? If we had consistency, it would remove one piece of stress out of the equation. But for a lot of us, we'll wake up and we're like, fuck, man, my March doesn't look that good. Or like, I got too much empty space, or my guys are just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, or my March looks good, but I'm worried about April because I'm only booked out until April 15th. I don't know what I'm going to do or where I'm going to find my next job. And I can hope, wish, and pray someone refers over a good job for me. And that's what I'm going to depend on. Anyone here who their main source of income is word of mouth or referrals, or if that's 90 or 80% of their work, what happens if we go into some bad times? I don't know. I don't follow the news as closely as I should, but everyone's talking about a recession or a downturn. And if people stop talking, how's that going to affect your business if you only have one channel, one flow of leads coming in? So what I want to talk about today, it's Facebook and partially Instagram, right? But the three questions I focus on with all of my guys, and I ask them this for every piece of their marketing. One, can people find you, right? So if I go into any of your markets and I type in bathroom remodeler, tile remodeler, San Antonio, Boston, Massachusetts, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, do you show up? If I type in bathroom remodeler on Facebook, do you show up? And if you do show up, the next question I ask is your business attractive? Have you properly set it up to the point where it looks as if you are reputable, you have reviews, you have photos, you have an easy way for us to get in contact with you? And then the last piece is, are you accessible, right? So those are the three questions I bring all my guys through, right? Can we find you? Are you attractive? And then are you accessible? Accessible being, is it easy enough to contact you? So if I call your business line, is there 100% chance someone is going to pick up? Right? I know a lot of contractors I work with, and I ask, how often do you miss a call? And they say I miss a call every day. I'm busy. I'm in the truck. I'm on site. I'm talking to a customer. My front desk works 8 to 5. Someone calls at 5:30. They get the answering machine. I'm like, okay, so you're not as accessible as you could be, right? People get off of work at 5. They call you. No one's picking up. That's a problem. If they call you during their lunch hour and your staff takes lunch off from 12 to 1, that's a problem. So these are all things we want to think about when we're trying to set up our campaigns. Because think about it, anytime you invest money into a campaign, you need to think about all of these things. Because if you're spending money and these people start to respond to you at 12:21 p.m. and no one's there to pick up the call based off of your ad isn't as effective as it could be. So we need to think about these things. So real quickly, guys, I'm going to talk through a couple free things, right? A couple free things first. So when I say free on Facebook, it's really an optimized Facebook profile. So these are tactics. These are just tactics that I want you guys, if you can, write down at least one thing that you're not doing or one thing you could do better and just commit to doing it today. It should take you less than 5 minutes to do it, right? You hop on later on the laptop and knock it out. But the first thing I want to talk about for your Facebook profile is the cover photo. Very simple. A lot of guys, they have no cover photo, or they just have a photo of a bathroom, or they have their logo. I just say put your cover photo, but more importantly, at the very bottom right above your call to action button, have what your main offer is. Whether it's a free consultation or a free estimate, people need to see things. So the reason this is important is a lot of times when you run an ad, they're going to click on your profile first before they submit their information or before they claim your offer, because they want to scope you out to see if it's worth their time and if it's worth giving you their information. So that's what I mean by we need to make you attractive. But in this case, your profile in the bottom right on your cover photo, just do a free estimate, right? That's easy enough. You can go on Canva, you can just add it in with the text, do that. The second piece I want to talk about is a pinned post. by a pinned post. When someone visits your page at the very top, I want all of you guys to just go and real quickly do this format. My company name has been in business for X amount. We serve the X area since this year. We offer these services. This is what we specialize in. Give us a call, or like put your phone number. Call us at, we offer free estimate, and these three dots that I've put in a red box, all you need to do is click that, and that's how you can pin this to the top of your page. So anytime someone goes and they visit your Facebook page, right off the bat, they see your cover photo where they see what you offer, who you are, and what you offer free estimate. And then at the top, they have your pinned posts, and it can be a video or it can just be a picture of your team where you just explain who you are. Very simple. And your call to action is send a message. That's it. When someone's on Facebook, they're not looking to call anyone. They're just blowing off time. But if they are thinking about a project, they come across your profile, they see your cover photo, you offer free estimate. Most of the questions, guy, they'll ask you, hey, do you offer free consultation, free estimate? Just add it to your page. Make it simple for them. The next thing, the call to action button. It should be set to message. You can do call us, but that's only if you're going to be able to pick up at all hours of the day. But if you only pick up the phone from 8 to 6, just do message. If you don't pick up between 12 to 1, just do message. If you hire a 24/7 call service to do after hours, you can do call us. That's fine. But for most of us, it's just going to be message. That is, we want to set it up so they can just message us. We do want to get their profile information, and we want to at least start a conversation so that one of our guys can follow up with them. Everything makes sense so far? Am I just repeating a lot of known stuff, or you guys getting value from this so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, cool. Now, with message, right? When I talk to, oh yeah, actually, I forgot I had this slide. So we want to fill out our description on our profile, right? For our business profile, just add your information. You can take your Google business profile description and just paste it in here if you already have that optimized. But this is very simply, you want to optimize your profile here where, who are you? How long have you been in business? What do you specialize in? Right? Why did you start the business in the first place? Like, why do you love what you do? And then at the bottom, this is how you can reach us, and put a phone number. That's your business description. You do this is going to help algorithm wise on Facebook on the back end. All that means is if someone's searching for a bathroom remodeler near me, you come up and they find you on Facebook. The second thing I want you guys to go and do is make sure you have the proper category. So as you can see here, this is on your Facebook business page. It's under the About section, and it's contact and business info. That's where all of this is. So you go in here and make sure you have the right category. Oftentimes I see that people just list it as contractor, but I would rather have you guys list yourself as kitchen and bath contractor, or bath contractor, or tile remodeler, tile contractor. Just be very specific about who you are, because if you just have the default, Facebook will default you to contractor or construction business. You're going to get all types of looky-loos, tire kickers, leads that don't even resonate with what you service. So if any of you guys are specialized, or you don't do everything a general contractor might do, you want to be very specific about how you're categorized, because Facebook is going to use that category to point you to homeowners that are looking for services that category offers. So make sure you just have the right category. The second thing I want you guys to do is, Facebook by default, they're just going to put your service area as your main address. So this guy we work with, his main area is Anchorage, Alaska. But we went in and we added in the other neighborhoods that he wants to target. Northeast Anchorage, Sidor area, Airport Heights, Alaska, right? So just go in here and just check. Are all of your service areas listed? And the reason this matters is if someone is going in even on Google and they're typing in bathroom remodeler on Google, Facebook results often show up. And if you are ranked or showing up on Facebook for that service area and you've optimized your profile, you might show up in the results too. So that's definitely beneficial. To kind of round out, make sure you add your services. So this is still under the same page, right? This is under Facebook, under the About section, under contact and business info, lower on that page. I just want you guys to add your services. Add your services, bathroom renovation, tile remodeling, free estimates, free consultation. Just add them, because these things will show up on the results page. So it's not one thing that we do that's going to help us, guys. It's just doing all these small little things that are going to be the needle drivers. Now, let's get into something cool. I get a little nerdy when we talk about automations and tech stuff, and that's kind of what gets me going. That's what gets my loins in a ruffle. But for you guys, I just want to say this. If you guys have ever, if you guys have ever missed a message from someone on Facebook, you've ever missed a message, they message you and you don't get back to them at least until a day later or a couple hours later, or you just forget to check and you respond to them 3 months later and you're like, hey, sorry, do you still have a project? Chances are no, you missed your boat, bud. But let's do this. This is under the business center. It's under inbox. This is your master inbox for Facebook and Instagram. So I know one of you guys said you're running ads on Instagram. I know some of us are doing stuff on Facebook. Richard, perfect. Now, this is what I want you guys to set up too. So for the guys, for the homeowners that do not opt in on your ad, they are going to go to your profile and you're going to get more messages. And we want to set up your messages to be ready for that influx of new homeowners reaching out. So all I want you guys to do under Business Center, I circle this, I put a red box over this weird looking logo thing. I want you to click on that. I want you to click on that and it's going to bring you to this. These are automations. You could go and spend $29.99 on something like ManyChat or something automated that can do this for you, or you could just use Facebook for free to do this instead. So what this is let's just set up a few automations, guys. Let's do instant reply. What that means is anytime someone messages your business, they get an instant reply saying, hey, thank you so much for reaching out to Tile Money, right? We got your message. A member of our team will be with you shortly, right? Or if you want a quick response, here's a number to give us a call. Or frequently asked questions, contact information, or just your hours of operation. Just set these 4 up, and in Facebook, they're already templated. All you have to do is actually just toggle them on, and you can adjust them as needed to change the wordage if you don't like it. But just go in and just turn these little blue knobs in the bottom left from gray to blue. That's all you need to do. So every time someone messages you, you at least are responding to them with an automated message until a human being can get to them. And I wanted to give you an even better example. So this is a frequently asked question, right? This is what it looks like. All you guys need to do is you need to make sure this is on at the top. It needs to say on. You pick where you want this to be turned on to. I turned this on for Facebook Messenger and for his Instagram. This happens when someone opens a new chat with E&D Contracting on the selected platforms above. And I added in 2 questions. What services do you offer and can I get a quote? So anytime someone opens up the chat, I already by default give them this. So what services do you offer? And they can ask me that question, or can I get a quote? Ask me that question, right? Some of the typical questions you might get asked, I would just plug them in here to make it easy enough. And you can also, if you really want to, you can even add an answer to these, right? You could go ahead and go next level to say, we offer tile, bathtub, right? Bathtub to shower conversions, etc. All your services, or you could just keep it simple like this. I like just getting started. You do this, turn them on, pick your channels, set up your questions. Now, when someone opens up a messenger, they're prompted to click on, hey, I want to ask what services do you offer, or can I get a quote? Most of the times it's can I get a quote? When you get back to them, now it's cool. Now you can, your auto message could be, hey, we'll get back to you within 24 hours. If you want a quick response, give us a call here. And when you check your messages, you respond, hey, Luke, thank you so much for reaching out. Absolutely can get you a quote. You mind giving me some details, boss, about your project? That's your Facebook profile. Everything clear? Any questions before I move on to the next section? I don't bite. I'm a $158, guys. You guys could all take me. Don't worry. If you got any questions, let me know.
So
Do
you see a better, you said you just prefer to keep it simple, like the one question or the 2 common questions. You don't really go too deep on trying to answer these questions then.
No, yeah, I want to keep it under 3 questions. 3 is the magic number. I want to keep it under 3. And then I just want to make it as simple as possible, really for my clients and us to get started, but also for the homeowner. One of our onboarding questions when you bring someone on is we ask them, what are the most common questions that you get from homeowners? And it's typically, what services do you offer? Can I get a quote? Are you licensed, insured, and bonded, right? Like those type of questions, just make it easy.
Do you ever
Rich-
feel though, like with some of the questions or like the auto responses that you set up, that maybe it might annoy some people. Like I got one today, for instance, on Instagram that somebody tried to message me and I messaged back and it was a business getting in touch and their automated messages came in right after I had responded and it was fully irrelevant to what was being talked about and almost kind of
Mm.
annoying.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point, right? So I wanna when we set these up, I don't want to go too deep, right? Like I said, we could go next level with our answers to these, but really I give this as an option as to I offer some suggestions, but if none of these work for them, they can go and put a custom question at the bottom. So for this industry, for homeowners specifically, yeah, if it's firing off where you're trying to have a conversation with someone and then the auto kicks in, that's course we need a course correct. So I would go in and I would tell that guy that's very easy. Fix that automation or turn that off button. Like we do not need that going in because that just looks sloppy too. A homeowner is going to say, "Oh man, this is I don't want this is hard to communicate." So we want to use automation, but we don't want to overdo it, right? It's not we're not trying to complicate it two things. We're just trying to make it easier for them. So I do things like this to just help prompt them with what question they most likely want to ask us. We can have an auto answer, but for the most part, it's better to really just have a human dedicated to this. So someone in the office, hey, check the messages every other hour or at noon and at 5 at the end of the day and respond to them and just have a response that says, hey, we'll get back to you, right? So Richard, to your point, yeah, let's not overcomplicate it. I just want these to be on. Having these on is better than nothing.
That makes a lot of sense. Go ahead, Richard.
Is it as well, like with the automation, is it possible to set up so that it actually sends like a text notification to a certain phone number? Is that another possibility or no?
That's a great question. So within Facebook, it's going to be a notification to your Facebook profile, right? So if you turn on the Facebook app notifications, then you would get it there. However, that can be annoying because you're also going to get notifications about if anyone likes your photo or if your aunt Susie puts a picture of her baby, and that's going to be aggravating. So there are limitations to this specifically. Now, if you were using, like I know Luke, you do some stuff with like technology and automations with like high level, like GHL, right? On the back end for some of these guys?
No, not yet. No, not really.
Not yet. Okay, so Luke's working on something really cool where his system can integrate and then you can have it set up on the back end where it can work similar to this, but it'll send out a notification to you guys, right? So for our examples, we set up a lot of these notifications and we have our systems go and send a notification out to the guys. So they get an email and they get a snippet of the message via text message as well, because a lot of you guys are on the road or on the truck and you're not going to be on a laptop to check this stuff. But for Facebook right now, if you just do this, the free, there are limitations. So getting those notifications as a text, I do not believe that's available right now through this. It would have to be through a separate software, like a ManyChat or a GHL, etc. But this is free. That's why I'm like, hey, for free, it's pretty good for what we get.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, cool. So what I've walked through so far is let's make our profile stand out. Let's optimize it. Let's make it easy. Let's basically highlight who we are, what we do, right? What we offer. We offer free estimates, free consultations, and let's make it easy for people to get in touch with us and send us a message, right? Our main goal is to send us a message. Now that you've made a good profile and now it's attractive, you added photos, you added pin post, you're ready to go out and post in different groups or run ads. Now you're really ready to run ads. Because if people are clicking on your ad and they go to your profile and it looks like think anytime you've gone to a house for a homeowner, the lawn's not done, there's trash out front, it's a meh neighborhood, and you get there and like there's weeds growing everywhere, the door, it's rusted, you walk inside, the paint on the walls chipped, there's no decorations, no paintings. You go in with the mindset that, you know what, this is going to be a cheap client or they're not going to be able to afford our rates. Versus you walk into a house where the lawn's cut, everything looks manicured, you walk in, there's decorations, flowers, art, sculptures, there's a rug, a carpet, it smells nice, like it doesn't smell dingy, and you go into the bathroom and you can tell they've put a lot of effort. You're like, you know what, they'll probably be able to afford our rates. Same thing with your business. That's why we do all this. Your business shouldn't be dingy. Your business should at least look well enough that people want to reach out and they're like, you know what, they look like I want to work with them. They look reputable. They look like a button-up business. Now that we've set that up, let's talk about one more free tactic I want to tell you guys to do. So some guys do this, some don't. Who here goes into Facebook groups in their local community and they post once or twice a week? Anyone do that?
Yeah, I post in my local group. I used to do it religiously few years ago, I did actually land one job. I
Yeah.
responded to one person, but I never actually got a job just from posting in the group, and I did it religiously. I'm telling you, for about 2 years, and it got me absolutely nowhere. So that's
Yeah.
my results of it so far. And but now the last couple months, I've been posting in the township that I live in. But everything has more rules now. Back then, it was way less rules. So you have
Yeah.
to watch where you post and what you post. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my
That's
feedback on that.
Yeah, Donald, that's absolutely right. Like when we're going into a group, we can't go in with the mindset of, hey, we offer free estimates, free consultations, like reach out to get something. A lot of people say, hey, that's you're soliciting, right? So we need to be mindful of the rules when we go into different Facebook groups. The main thing here is this being free, it takes more time. Like you said, you need to do it more often and you need to go and see, is my messaging working? And if it's not working, how do I adjust it, right? This does work very well for a lot of contractors. And if it's not working, it might just be maybe your profile needs to be further optimized. When people are like clicking to your profile, it doesn't look optimized enough for them to communicate with you. Or maybe it's what you've been posting. It's not, maybe we need to change the messaging around a bit and experiment, right? So my biggest thing when I come in is, hey, let's experiment with different types of messaging. When we send out this type of message, do we get a lot of good hits? Do we get a lot of likes, engagements? Do we have people reaching out? And if not, what can we switch, right? Maybe we can even collaborate with the moderators to ask them what would drive the most value for this community. Like you run this community, what do you think would drive the most value, and how can I gear a post? I want to add value above anything. So a few suggestions, right? Just some examples. Like out here in Los Angeles, furniture, right? When people are looking at furniture, that could be a way where we could go in and kind of offer some advice in regards to how not to damage tile, not to damage flooring, how to make it easier, or just offer value to different people. I'm not sure what it would be for your specific groups or your specific neighborhoods, but I would just suggest go in, type in San Antonio home on Facebook and see what groups are available. So this one, I typed in Los Angeles real estate because a lot of the guys we asked them, hey, where do you get some of your referrals or your word of mouth jobs? It's like, oh, I work with a lot of real estate investors, guys who are flipping houses or wholesalers, and they bring a lot of good work because they're constantly in and out. They need the bathroom done so they can go ahead and sell the house for more money. I'm like, cool. So how about we go into these groups and we offer some value for these guys? Like just do a post, do something. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of writer's block. So if you ask me to go into a group and to write a post, man, I could talk, but writing something and like typing it out, I'm not good at that stuff. I never have been, probably never will be. And I don't like it. I'm not a writer. I'm not like a J.K. Rowling or any of these other folks. But I like technology. So look at this. Anyone here play with Chat GBT?
Yeah, we've been playing with it a little bit in the group and sharing things for sure. Let's see, we got a hand up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
John's been playing with it.
So
Did you have a
this is what
question,
I
John, or
like to
just okay? Go ahead.
So this is what I like ChatGPT for, right? I'm not saying copy and paste this into a Facebook group. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is for individuals who have writer's block, like myself, this is a great first draft. I'm better at editing, looking over someone's work and offering suggestions versus sometimes coming in and starting from scratch, right? Sometimes we procrastinate as people or we just don't want to do it. This is what I did. Write me a Facebook group post offering bathroom remodel tips. The Facebook group is made up of real estate investors, flippers, and wholesalers. That's the prompt. It spit me out this. Now I look at this and then as a trained professional, based off of what you offer and what services you offer, all you need to do is go in this and edit it to make it your own. Like this is now you have something to start off of. It's easier to edit this than to have to sit down and say, I need to crank out 2 Facebook posts, group posts right now. Let me spend 30 minutes trying to figure out what I want to write. Just go in here. And my next prompt, the ChatGPT would just be, hey, write me another one for this type of group, for a group focused on furniture within the Los Angeles area. And then they'll come up with the prompt and I'll go in and I'll edit it. I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't say just do this and copy and paste it. I would say go in here to get your initial draft and then edit this draft to be your own. But that's how you're able to at least make this easy. So put some time on the block. You've optimized your profile. You found your groups. Go in here and just offer some value. And when you offer value, people will say, I like this, thank you so much. Do you offer these type of services? Do you offer free consultations? Or even better, they click on your profile, they go to your profile, they've seen you've optimized your profile. They've seen you optimize your profile. They see your banner. They see your message. They see your pinned post. They shoot you a message. They click to shoot you a message. Under messages, they see your automated questions that they could already ask. Hey, can I get a quote? What services do you offer? They've started a dialogue with you. I just want to remove thinking for them to make it as easy as possible. And I want to redirect them towards what I want them to do. Engage with our business to give us an at bat to compete for your job or to win your job, to be the first person you've talked to so we don't have to go ahead and drop a quote. But that's everything I have for free. I'm about to move into paid. If you have any questions.
Yeah, we got a question here. Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. I think John's got his hand up. Go ahead, John. You got to unmute yourself, I think.
Sorry, I did not mean to have my hand up. But yeah, ChatGPT, I've found it to be rather revolutionary as far as like office time goes, and like, you know, because it can give you a lot of template forms. Like you said, you know, you do put in that initial prompt, and then you do have to kind of go in and edit some things. But it does give a great overview of exactly what it is that you may be looking for, whether it's something that you're trying to put as your pinned on your, you know, your Facebook page or whatever it may be. But you know, as far as the detail and the knowledge base that it does have, like I asked it the other day something about the NTCA, and pulled up, you know, some standards of what the regulations for the NTCA and ANSI.
Yeah, ChatGPT has revolutionized the way that we can start something, right? So we no longer have the excuse of, oh, I'm not a good writer. I get writer's block. I don't know what to write. For me, a lot of the times it was I would procrastinate having to come up with email templates or sales scripts or posts that I want to do. Now I at least come in here and I drop this in, and I'm better, like I said, at looking at something and editing it to add in my own voice versus having to start from scratch. I look at a blank page and I struggle. But I look at this, I'm like, I can edit this. I can swap this out because this is not what we do, or I think this could be written better, or it seems like a robot wrote this, so let me make it a little more human or add my own style. But that's a lot quicker for me to at least be able to go ahead, copy my final draft, and then hit publish. We just want to hit publish a couple times to these groups, and then we want to look to see if we're getting a lot of engagement. And if we're not, we need to adjust the prompt, or we need to adjust the group. Some groups are going to be better, right? We want to find what groups most resonate with us in regards to, are we getting good traction? That's everything I had for free. We can talk about paid ads now, unless you guys have any other questions about free.
Let's get into paid.
Very cool. So I'm going to run through paid because paid ads are actually, it's all the legwork you do before paid ads that make paid ads successful, right? The reason I spend so much time harping on free is because that's what makes a paid ad successful, right? It's all the legwork you've done beforehand. So when you run the ad, all paid ads does, it just drives more traffic to your business. The question is, are you able to convert that traffic, right? That's the biggest question. Are you able to convert that traffic? So when we're talking about paid ads, right? Obviously, we can go ahead and set it up with different objections in regards to awareness or leads. That's typically where I want to focus on, awareness or leads. Leads just being, hey, I need more leads, I need more conversations, or awareness to tie in with your Google Ads campaign or with a TikTok campaign or any other campaign you might be having run at this time. Awareness is also pretty good to just start people noticing your brand out there. But leads, for the most part, is where most people want to start. You set up leads, you go ahead and pick your location. The most important thing here is just that you pick people living in this location. That's the most important thing. People often pick people living and traveling through this location. That doesn't work. You want to do living in this location. You want to do either your main city, or if you want, you can also do zip codes. So for example, we have a lot of clients that say, hey, I only want to work on high intent, big houses over X amount of money. I'm like, okay, cool. What neighborhoods, what zip codes are those? And we plug them in and we set the radius, right? 25 miles, 20 miles. How far are you willing to drive, boss, for a job? 20 miles. I'm like, cool, 20 miles it is. Set your age, set your gender, and then detail targeting. It's just, you just go sink, toilet, bathroom, bathtub, shower. For all you guys, if you just set up people living in this location, your city plus 20 miles leads, you did sink, toilet, bathtub, shower. You could do modern bath or better bathrooms, but if you just started with sink, toilet, bathroom, bathtub, shower, and just put that into one ad set, you guys will be fine. You guys don't need to pay a fancy marketer to do this for you. You could do this today. You could put $5 behind this. You could do 10, 20, 15, whatever you're comfortable spending. That's what I would do and set something up like this. People living in this location for leads, 20 miles, 25, set your age demographic, all genders or women, or like stay at home targeting, and then pick your specific interest, and that'll do fine. Like this is one of the first campaigns we typically run for a client as we start to build out their other data sets. That's about it. Look at your audience. I look for an audience of at least 250,000. Some people want to go small, like they put in a lot of targeting, and so they want to go like 13,000 or 14,000. We need to give, if you've never run ads before, you want to do 250,000. Facebook's really good at data. That's all I'm going to say. They're just really good at data, and they're able to find people based off of actions that they take on their platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. So we need to give it at least, we want to keep it pretty large, but then we use the targeting that we did in the prior step about like people interested in bathtubs, showers, etc. And then we want to set it to 250,000 at minimum to at least give it enough space to go out there and find people. If you do 13,000, 10,000, 100,000, there's just not enough data for Facebook to comb through to find your ideal client, especially if you've never done this before. If you've done this before, if you guys are a little more advanced and you're doing pixels and you do website traffic and you do lookalike and custom audiences, hell, dude, yeah, let's talk about 1%, 2%, 3%, 4% lookalike audiences based off of existing lists or activity on your website. But for some of us who have never run ads before, all I say is put $5 a day into this thing for a week and see if you get any results. All you need to do, set it up as leads. Go ahead and set this up as people living in this location. Put your city, how far you're willing to drive, your age demographic, your interest. Make sure you have about 250,000. With Facebook, we do want to talk about something in exchange for their information, right? For some of us, we might, if we've never done this before and we're just getting started, we might have to do an offer off of our services. I know no one likes to discount their services. What I tell my guys is bake this in on the back end. So just do this as an additional expense on the back end. So if you typically would charge 16,000 for a job, charge 17,500. And then the discount that you have to give the customer, it goes back down to 16,000. So you're back at what you normally would have started, but it's the cost of doing business. You have to raise your prices to cover expenses. So if we want to do an offer like 10% off to at least get initial traction, to have people, if we've never done ads before and we're just getting started on Facebook, we might need to do an offer like this. If you guys are a little more advanced or ahead, you could go and do a bathroom remodel guide. It's an ebook. People love this stuff. This stuff is actually crazy simple. You do a bathroom remodel guide. They get a download with like how to get started for a bathroom remodel guide and how to use it, and they download it. Now you have their information. You can plug them into MailChimp, or you can work with Luke on email marketing, or you could send them a follow-up text message. Hey, I got your information if they submit their phone number, and you can also give them the option using your Calendly or maybe some of Luke's stuff for booking, and they can go ahead and book a time for a consultation, and then you bring them into your sale process. Now, if you don't have an ebook,
We got a question.
yeah,
Trevor,
GPT.
go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah,
You got to unmute yourself, Trevor.
There we go. All right. Yeah, no, I was just going to say what, when you were talking about bringing with the chat GPT thing there, do you find that there's very much that you have to edit, or is it similar, like each time you go in there to do that, does it adapt when you, like, are you able to correct it? And so that instead of having to do the modifications on what it's spitting out, are you able to kind of say, hey, you know, can you change this for me? And then have it kind of learn. Have you found that?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the left, when you go into ChatGPT, you can see all the messages, like they're in different threads. So each thread learns differently compared to other threads, and each thread it's based off of the questions you've asked historically inside of that thread. So when I go in here, for example, this prompt I wrote for write me an ebook for bathroom remodeling for people in the San Antonio area, it wrote me an ebook, right? It gave me the initial prompt for this. Now, as a follow-up prompt, I could say, hey, can you rewrite that? However, can you rewrite it in the voice of Morgan Freeman, right? Or Matt Damon or Matthew McConaughey, right? For San Antonio. Like, can you rewrite it in their voice? Or, hey, can you add more detail to chapter 2 in regards to how they can specifically set their budget? Maybe can you give them examples of budgets in the San Antonio area? And then as you add it, it learns. So next time you ask them a broader question, it dictates their answer based off of prehistoric questions you've asked or how you've asked them to adjust it anyway. So it is AI. It does learn based off of experience from you. So yes, Trevor, if you ask it and it doesn't give you exactly what you want, I would look at the prompt you asked it initially. And maybe there was something you could have been more specific on, but you can always follow up inside the thread to say, can you adjust this response with this, with that?
Right.
Can you change this a bit by doing this instead? And can you spit that back to me? Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I like that, and I think it's a really good thing to be able to almost give anybody, even just the tire kickers that are coming in and replying to your Facebook ads. Just if it doesn't end up being them, you know, they might pass it on to somebody else, and even if it helps them, it's not
Yeah.
really competing with my business anyway. So, you know, I like it.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The last thing I'm sharing here is just like I said, if you want to go the route where you don't want to offer any discounts, but you want to leverage Facebook ads, and maybe you're also a little more seasoned, a guide like a lead magnet, like a free bathroom guide, this kills. This kills in every market. It's just a matter of building it. How to build it? ChatGPT, ask them to write it for you, and then pay someone, hire someone to build it out for you inside Designer RR, Canva, etc. So you don't have to do it. It's worth the investment because you only build it once, but it makes you so much in the long run. You build it once and you never have to build it again. This is an example of that. You build it one time and you can use it forever. It's evergreen. All you need to do every year is go in and update the year, 2022, 2023, 2024. That's about it. And of course you can add in stuff, but you don't even have to. This works. Cool. That was paid. Any questions on paid? I know we got 8 minutes here on the hour.
No questions, man. I guess you answered them all. So when you run paid Facebook ads, are you running Facebook and Instagram since they're the same company, or how does that work, or what do you recommend there?
Yeah. So to get started, I would do automatic placements. I would just do automatic placements, which would put you both on Facebook and Instagram. My biggest thing is let's get started today and then let's optimize as we go along, right? That's how I learn best. But for people, I say Facebook auto placements, which includes Facebook, Instagram. If you want to get more optimized, I would do a separate campaign for Facebook and a separate campaign for Instagram, and that's what we'll do for our clients. But if you want to DIY or do this yourself, that's what I recommend, right? Auto placements, and then as you get more granular, Facebook placement versus Instagram placement to see which one performs better.
Got it.
What's up, Richard?
So with giving the broad spectrum of like the 250,000 people for targeting, our area is a little smaller, so the 250,000 people to reach in an area most likely would take us further than we usually want to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But do we
What
still
area?
want to try and optimize? Do we still want to try and stick with that 250,000 people like meeting just to try and get it optimized to begin with?
What area?
We're in British Columbia, Canada, in the interior called Kelowna, BC.
Yeah. So this is what I would recommend. When you're setting up your targeting, here at the bottom, you see I put sink, toilet, bed, bath, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I'm still able to hit 250 or about 250, 222 to 262. So I'm like right there. I'm right at the cusp. However, if you notice, Richard, when you plug these in, it brings your audience size too low. I would remove some of these. I would either remove some of these to go a little broader because you want the 250, or right underneath this, you can't see it, but there's a little box that says expand detail targeting, advantage detail targeting plus. It's not here. It's not on this. It's not included in the screenshot, but you click on it, it'll expand you to include the entire audience. So that way, even if you only want to do 10 or 15 miles, it expands you out to the entire population, but it starts here. It starts here, and if it doesn't find what it's looking for, it'll expand to the broader audience. But you give it that freedom to do so if it thinks it's going to get you better results. but I would try to
Okay.
stick with 250. Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
So
I have a
yeah, go
I have
ahead,
a
Walker.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my Meta ads right now. I started doing $5 a day a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And regarding like I'm at I think 150, I guess up to 180,000. So I'll see if I'll get detailed targeting, right? Like it says include people who match. I was not very creative. Home repair, interior architecture, home construction. Should I be trying to be like more creative with the with who I'm targeting, like their interests, or should I be like more industry focused?
Yeah. What do you offer specifically, Walker? What's your main bread and butter service?
Remodeler, the kind of
Bathroom
becoming a
remodeling?
general contractor.
Becoming a general
Yeah,
contractor. Got it.
everything.
Okay. Working with general contractors, and one of our first campaigns is always bathroom remodeling. I would just stick to these, right? I wouldn't do interior designer, architecture. I don't want to complicate things. I just want to stick to sink, toilet, bathtub, shower. That's my bread and butter. That makes our guys a lot of money. I got a guy, is a guy I'm showing you in Anchorage, right? I had a guy before who didn't sign on. He's like, this wouldn't work in Alaska. I signed this guy on, and within 8 weeks, he closed $243,000 in bathroom remodels, closed contract. And all we did was this. I'm just showing you guys this. Now we're optimizing, right? But at the very beginning, sink, toilet, bathtub, shower. That's it. That's all. It doesn't have to be interior design. So Walker, I would start with these right here: bathtub, shower, sink, toilet. And I would look for 250,000, and I would just check your offer. Make sure you have a good offer, right? And then do a photo like this. These photos kill. You see how this is a 3-pick, where it's one photo on the left and 2 photos horizontal here. These actually do phenomenal. I don't know why people like it, but it works. It shows examples of their jobs, multiple examples. It's better than a single picture. It converts at a much higher rate.
You don't, you wouldn't recommend before and afters?
You can test it out.
Okay.
I test everything, right? We
But-
do test before and afters. Before and afters work pretty well too. This one's worked the best. I just base it off of data. This one's produced the most money for our clients. These type of
3
examples.
photos. Okay.
3 photos.
Got it.
Thank you. That's great. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. What else we got, guys?
Go ahead, Richard.
Hey, so I know we're talking about Facebook specifically, but I was just wondering if we haven't really been doing much of anything paid ad wise. Do you think Facebook is better to focus on, or Google ads as a starting place?
Man, that is a great question, right? Because if we think of Google, we think of high intent. People are looking for this anyway, so why wouldn't we want to focus there? The only thing is everyone and their mother advertises on Google, so it's more expensive. So if you have a big budget, do both, right? If you don't have a big budget, Facebook is cheaper. Facebook are cheaper leads. It all just depends on how you convert the leads. That's what's more important. It's not necessarily the quality. A lot of people say I've tried Facebook before and the quality sucked. I'm sure some of us on this call have said that before, or they've done that before. What really matters with Facebook, it's I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm gonna skip the machine. It's the process. When we're talking about Facebook, all this stuff matters more. If you're going with Google, then you don't have to focus on it as much. But when you focus on Facebook ads, you need to think about the back end. Do you have a good scheduling process? Do you have a good landing page? Are you sending good notifications to remind them about their consultation? Are you doing a voicemail drop? Are you sending them a text message 2 hours after the consultation? Are you sending them videos of before and afters? So on Facebook, it's cheaper to get started. It's easier to get started, but you need to think about your back end. And that is where Luke, right, with GHL and all that stuff, Luke can help to get this back end process set up. But this is all important. So Facebook is easier. Google, you pay more money, but you don't have to build this all out to the extent you do with Facebook, because Facebook we have to do a lot more filtering, right? Because they're finding us on social media, not Google. They're not searching. So we need to filter them and make sure we're not talking with tire kickers and wasting our time.
And when you say that, like the price difference, like, are we talking like $5 a day to $150 a day? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's going to depend on each area, right? If there are a lot of
Fair
folks, like
enough.
I always think of like Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Denver, Miami. Those are the cities I'm like, oh man, this client is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be worth it because we're going to learn a lot, but these are hyper competitive. So in those areas, yeah, we're talking like $100 plus. For Google ads, it's cost per click, so you pay by click. If you set up local search ads, you pay by call or you pay by appointment, but that could be $150, $200 depending on what the area is, or it could be sub 100. Or we could talk about Facebook ads where ideally $40 or below a lead, fantastic, right? But that's if we've added in layers to filter them accordingly.
Sweet. Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah. I can take one more question, guys. I'll probably have to hop.
John, you've had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Franklin, thank you for all your insight and everything. And I don't know if you had already gone over this, but with doing targeted ads through Facebook, like how large of an audience are you wanting to go after? Or what sort, like how defined do you want the demographic to be in order to find that, to be most efficient?
Yeah. So 250,000, that's the lowest audience I want to target. Nothing below that. I tell my team we got to go bigger, right? It's got to be at least 250,000. And it's going to vary on what city you're in. But ideally, I want to use one of these sink, toilet, bathtub, or shower to start to at least point Facebook in some type of direction. Now, if you plug these in and you notice that you're below 250, then we need to take them out. Or we keep them in, but then we just click on what's called advanced detail targeting to tell Facebook, I want you to start with people interested in bathtub, shower, sink, or toilet. And after you've combed through those people, I allow you to expand to the broader neighborhoods if that'll give us better results. So 250 and add in some targeting, but don't go overboard. Don't go overboard with all your targeting because that's going to inhibit what Facebook can go out to do. And it's going to affect your results. It's going to throttle what you get.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
That's all I got, guys. I got to hop, but I appreciate you guys all being here. Thanks for hearing me talk for an hour.
Franklin, man, thank you so much. We appreciate your information and your insights here. Have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Let's win it. See ya.
All right, guys. All right, Jeff, curious, is anybody going to take today's information and start setting up your own Facebook ads on your own? Or I know Trevor's hired someone. Sammy said, I don't know if she's still here, that they're doing Facebook ads. Are you guys doing it on your own, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, I've been running some Google ads recently, and that's been difficult. It goes to show you what he's saying, though, is true. Is Google, you have to spend a shit ton of money to make any conversions. Facebook, I've done some ads in the past. I have actually got a job on, which was about $8,000 in 2017 or so. So it paid for itself. And I really appreciate what he shared today. And I think I'm going to start doing the Facebook ads again. It's been a while, but he basically laid that out, and I'll relook at the video and start running some ads again. And I'm willing to spend some money. You gotta
Cool.
put the money on the table if you wanna win. So
Absolutely. Yeah, let us know. Keep us updated on that, Donald. Richard, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and try and start some of this tonight a little bit and play with it. Because I'd say like before Rich and I really started pushing hard for the business and changing things, I haven't had Facebook in like 10 years. So it's so new to me, so many parts of Facebook. So just try and play around on it and get our page a little more detailed and set up, and then try and do some of those ads and just try it out for a bit.
Nice.
So I'm excited for it.
Cool.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the free training. I hope you got a lot of notes out of it, and I invite you, whatever you learned, please go ahead and commit to yourself to take action on it today, right? Information that's not used, it's worthless. So I invite you, take at least one action item today based off of what you learned and commit to doing it today or at the very latest tomorrow morning. Now, if you're a contractor and you do need help with online marketing, right? Please, I invite you, explore the information on this page below. Go ahead and schedule some time with my team to learn about how we can get you more clients that you're looking for in your specific area, right? We'll give you an exact plan, where to market and how to market to show you exactly what you need to do to get some more clients through online marketing immediately. Otherwise, please check your inbox for a free goodie that we send over. And ideally, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, boss. Bye.